Hello everyone and welcome to a new tutorial. In the previous video I showed you how you can use ammo zips in the Shell 2 core elevator to not need to drag ammo all through this central room. In this video we're going to continue and I'm going to show you how you can zip ammo on the KL bridge with different setups. There are various methods that you can utilize, each with different advantages and disadvantages, and I hope at the end of this video you know what method you want to try, that you can use it in your runs. Let's begin. First off, I'm going to show you the three main methods that we have here. They're basically only two, because two of these are very similar to each other. And they have individual differences in terms of being reliable and being fast. So let's take a look at the first method. The first method that we see here is when we drag Emma through the room. We're not Emma bumping her from the previous room into this one. We're just going to drag her. And when we drag her, we need to hold her hand for a short moment so she gets closer to us by holding triangle. Then we let go and go into first person mode and hold square or X on the Xbox button, the choke button basically, to hold her in our arms and let go of her almost immediately. And if you've done everything right, she will immediately zip, giving you a very fast zip setup here on the KL bridge. The problem is that I found that this setup isn't really reliable. I've been trying for a while to sort of find what makes it more consistent, but in the end, the setup is sadly only one try. You either get it in the first bump or you don't get it at all. And that's certainly a risk. Let's compare this to the second version that we have here. This is the corner setup, which was invented or sort of suggested by a runner called Tino. And the method is very simple. Instead of going and just dragging ammo, we're going to actually first go into the corner at the bottom right. When we go there, we go back again into first person and choke ammo and turn to the left. So we basically line her up with the corner of the room. Then we let go of her. We're going to hold to the right. So we lean against the wall. We let go. We do one punch. And then there's two different versions. Either you press down and then lean down against the wall, or you press up and then you press down to lean against the wall. I found personally that my success rate is way higher if I turn up and then lean against the wall to the bottom, rather than looking down and then turning against the wall. When you turn from looking to the left side to either up or down, you have to absolutely make sure that you wait the entire turn. You can lean against the wall earlier, but Raiden will not have finished his entire turn fully to the full 90 degrees turn that you want to have. So make sure when you do the turn from going left to either up or down, you wait until he's fully moved. Then you lean against the wall. After that, hold yourself against the wall at the bottom until Emma has actually come back to her main position. You can let go of holding against the wall. Just stand there. She should be bounced already at least once. If you're lucky, she already zips right then and there. What is cool about this method is that you get multiple reattempts, because you literally just tap up until you bounce into her again, and you can do this over and over again. You have to make sure though that you wait until Emma is basically back into her standard position. If you bump her too early, she will fall over, and when she falls over, the entire setup was ruined and you can basically leave the room and come back inside and then continue as you would normally after you've done the Emma bump over the door. Alright, let's go quickly one more time through personally my preferred method when doing the ammo zip on the KL bridge. We lean against the bottom right corner to the right. We go first person, choke her and turn to the left until she's in the corner. We lean against the wall, let go, punch once. We're going to turn up fully and then hold down to lean against the wall. Once Emma is recovered, we're going to actually start bumping into her, and we have to do it over and over again until it works. In my personal experience, most of my attempts have actually been very successful. They've been zipping Emma either on the first or second bump, maybe a little bit later, but at least compared to just starting the room normally, at least I don't lose time for the most part. There can be bad situations where you try to bump her for the whole time and she just doesn't want to do it at all. But in my experience, it can still work. It has to be said though, this zip in particular is still not fully understood. When I talk about the ammo zip in the Shell 2 core elevator, I can make this trick work super reliable. And if I mess up, I know I messed up somewhere in the line. Because you turn Emma in first person and don't really have a knowledge how far you took her there, or just by messing up slightly with the timing in the corner method, you can have this zip be less reliable in your experience. So if you're not feeling comfortable with it, it's totally fine to just do the first zip and then just bump Emma over the door and do the KL bridge just as normal. But quickly comparison here, as we can see, the handhold method is slightly faster by around 2 seconds compared to the corner method. But as I explained, this hand-holding segment But as I explained, the hand-holding trick is a little bit unreliable, at least in my experience. If somebody else can find a more or elaborate explanation of how it works and what we should do in order to make it more reliable, feel free to do so. And of course, post it in the Metal Gear Speedrunners Discord. One word of advice: if you're doing this zip on higher difficulties, you see if you do it very early on, you do have enough time to quickly leave to the door to the left before the alert fully comes in. There's a little bit of a gap between the first alert being noticed after you zip Emma and the alert actually being fully effective. If you leave within that time frame, you do not get a full alert and you can go into the Shellbone core again, you can go back to the KL bridge and you can continue without any alert, which means that this KL zip doesn't require throwing a chaff even before doing the zip. You can just do the zip and then leave the room, come back and continue without an alert. At least for easy and normal difficulties, I've done this zip as well without any problems, could just continue as normal. On hard, extreme, European extreme, your difference might vary, especially if you're on game over if discovered. That probably will just game over you. But if you're not on game over if discovered, you can still use this trick without needing to worry about an alert. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna link you a video in the description down below, which links to the full route of the Emma zip or the Emma escort, starting after Vamp 1 and ending just when we start the sniping segment. So you know exactly what you need to do, your menus, and of course how to continue after you zip Emma. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next video and on the leaderboards.